Hi friends, Suzanne here. Welcome to another paper pumpkin alternative video on my YouTube channel and blog. If you're new to my channel, I want to say hi. This video will share 5 alternative projects to stretch your paper pumpkin supplies. If you don't know what paper pumpkin is, click the link in the description box below and check it out. I always show what's in the box before I ignore all the instructions and create my own masterpieces. So come along with me as I attempt to create out of the box. Hello friends, here we are with the paper pumpkin alternative video for Good Things Come in Small Packages for December of 2022. We have a lovely stamp set here that has a lot of different sentiments, from special delivery, more of a Valentine's, to you did it, graduation, congratulations, thanks, happy birthday, and of course good things come in small packages. So I am showing you the Key to My Heart January Paper Pumpkin Kit. It says become locked in love this season with elegant card bases and pre-cut pieces. And then it says you can go beyond the kit with the exclusive add-ons for the happy birthday to you card, and they're giving instructions on it. I am showing you the components in the kit. We had a garden green Stampin' Spot and some basic gray twine. And here is the kit. All the instructions are here. We are to make all of these little boxes. It was 16 gift boxes that are slim enough to hold a gift card, but I also found, because I gave these to my customers through December, I gave them a couple of Merci chocolates inside and, told them how to reuse the box if they wanted. They could snip off the Christmas greeting, and then they could just add their own greeting on top. So here are the supplies that were included in the kit. There's die cuts, there's labels. We have some really skinny tape and dimensionals, and then here are the card boxes, and they're one color on one side and a different color on the inside. So you could choose whatever color you wanted to go with, which I love the variety of this. So I am making cards with this paper pumpkin, although I did use the boxes. So I did trim down one of the boxes, and so they come with these belly bands. And so I trimmed down this belly band, and I trimmed it down to 4 1/8 by 3. And I also have this little strip, and I trimmed that down to about, and I'm sorry, I need to get very technical here, 5 centimeters by 4 1/8. So this is what our tear tape looks like, the bigger one, and the smaller one came in this kit. So very handy for these very small projects. So as you can see here, it is exactly 5 centimeters wide. So I was able to put that adhesive on that little piece of, it's soft succulent, I'm pretty sure. And I will name off the back here. The coordinating Stampin' Up colors are Balmy Blue, Basic Gray, Blushing Bride, Calypso Coral, Crushed Curry, Garden Green, and Tahitian Tide. So, and I thought it was what can I say? I thought it was soft succulent, but it doesn't seem to be in that list. Anyway, so because the belly bands have pre-creased parts on them, I sort of burnished them out with the round part of my bone folder. So I put adhesive, I haven't put adhesive yet, but I used my garden green ink pad, and I'm swapping out for the bigger one. The smaller one I'm just going to put in my travel case, and I just wanted you to know that I'm using just bigger things because they're easier for when I do filming. So this little piece gets adhered down to my card base. I inked up the congrats on that and used the garden green and stamped above that piece. And I did, to cover the unsightly seam, I just put that little bit of, I'm pretty sure it's soft succulent, you guys, put a dimensional behind the flowers, lifted the flower up a little bit so I could tuck that leaf in there. And those decorations were in the kit. So this is my card number 1. Now you guys know how this works. You are welcome to put down what card you like best. But also, what I would love to hear from you guys is, what is your favorite tradition in Christmas? This video is coming out on Christmas Eve for, well, North America anyway. This was the only time that I had to edit this video. I hope you take it as a Christmas gift and me catching up on some of my December stuff. Moving on to card number 2 here. I used all the belly bands that came with the kit, and I cut off 1/4 inch twice. So as you can see, there's different patterns on different ones, because you can make a plethora of these little boxes, which was so cute. And honestly, I can still do that, but the belly band is just going to be 1/2 inch smaller. So I didn't ruin too much of my belly bands here. So here I am with that skinny Terran tape. I said it was a pretty small piece, and I am adhering to the back of my little strips. So I arranged them. I think I have 4 on one card and 4 on another. I'm going to do my first card after I remove my the release paper here. And of course, I sort of pre-planned the card that I was going to do ahead of time so that I could coordinate the colors. There are some colors that are super bright, and then there's these more muted, sort of soft succulent. I'm going to go with that, you guys, soft succulent. And here's my card base. It's shifting a little bit, but it will stick down as soon as I put that first strip down. So here's a soft succulent polka dot. Then there's that floral that we used in the first card, and then a dark garden green polka dot. And I don't know what it is, you guys. Maybe it's because I'm a hairdresser and I get so much satisfaction, but this part where I get rid of the excess is probably one of my favorite parts. I don't know. I got to do it twice, and I just sort of realized this is one of my favorite things. I love it. I know it's weird. I'm sharing a little bit too much. All right, so here's the other one. This is crushed curry, so garden green. We got a balmy blue, and we got a blushing bride strip. And again, just trimming off the excess, getting severe pleasure from that. And now I'm using my garden green for this one. It says "You Did It." And I put that on dimensionals and put that on the first card. I inked up the "Good Things Come in Small Packages" and for my second card. And I inked that up with crushed curry. It also would have went really well with garden green. And I was trying to think, well, I always try to think back to, you know, colors that you might have gotten in past paper pumpkins. But again, you know, it's kind of restrictive if I just sort of use this exact same stuff that's in the kit. So these are alternatives. Hopefully you have a good selection of ink now that you've been a paper pumpkin subscriber for a little bit. So this is a basic gray twine, and I've tied 2 bows, and I am sticking them on my mini glue dots. I know that we have different glue dots in the kit. I usually give them to a friend of mine because I don't, the adhesive backing takes too long for me to take off while I'm filming. So these are this is sort of a twofer. Okay, here we go with card number 3. I have crushed curry here and I am making a slimline card. So a slimline card is 7 and a half by 8.5, and we are scoring in the middle at 3 3/4. So this piece, I will measure it just so that you are not doing anything awry. This piece, the front piece, is 8.5 by 3.5. So you're using almost a full card base to make the card and the card front. So I seasoned my blending brush here. I'm also holding the blending brush by its handle. And with that, I'm using a very loose, soft application of ink. Doesn't take that long, as if your brush is nicely seasoned, and I didn't want too much color on there. So I've adhered this to my card base. Now I'm going to take a little bit of my Wink of Stella, and I'm going to splatter the front of that. I'm also going to cut down a little bit of one of these cards that came in the kit. It has sort of some sprinkles on it. I ended up stamping happy birthday on this little piece, and it turned out to be 1 3/8 by 1 1/4. So I did trim it down, just sort of eyeballed it to myself. And then there's that little confetti bit, and that is sized 3 3/8 by 1/2. I put that happy birthday on dimensionals, placed that on the middle of those sprinkles, and left a nice big sprinkly bit on each side. I put dimensional adhesive on the back of my cupcakes, and I squeezed some of this Wink of Stella out on a acrylic block. And sometimes it was just too fine of a sprinkle. I wanted a heavier sprinkle, so I squished that right on the acrylic block and flicked the Wink of Stella juice onto my card base. And I did wait for that to dry before I applied my middle cupcake at 4 1/8 center. Then I was able to place each cupcake on either side, right and left, and I did remove them a little bit, like adjust them so that they were even lengthwise, and also the way it looked on this little happy birthday strip. So sometimes these decisions that I make can make everything look a little bit off-putted, off kilter, if you will. So I did take my time to readjust my cupcakes. I wanted to make them even on, like with that little confetti strip, and also on the middle of the card. So I haven't used near enough Wink of Stella on this card, so I go ahead and color over top of the cupcake icing. And that is number 3. Okay, here we go with number 4. This is a baby card. I have another one of those belly bands. So I cut that one down to 2 7/8 by 3. And I was just measuring so that I can trim the gray piece. So that's a basic piece of basic gray card. And I cut that down to 2 15/16 by 3 1/8. So, and again, I burnished out the score lines. And I'm going to adhere that piece of yellow to my basic gray. And again, 2 15/16 by 3 1/8. And I'm going to adhere one to the other and then apply dimensional adhesive on the back. So oftentimes I eyeball the mats And I feel like, you know, by giving you exact measurements and telling you how to do it exactly the way I do, it stifles your creativity. So I want my examples here just to give you sort of like a jumping off place. Please, because I trimmed it one way doesn't mean that you have to do it yourself. This is just an idea. Please use these things, the alternative video, as, you know, just a fun bit of inspiration. So I put that rectangle. It's not a square. It's almost a square, but not quite. I put that in the middle of the card. Then I took out my brush, my blending brush that I used in the last card. It was still on my desk and still had the same crushed curry on it. So I used very softly to soften the edges of that white tag. This was a label that was in the card kit. So I stamped with crushed curry, oh baby. And then I applied a glue dot to my basic gray ribbon that I tied in a bow off screen so that, you know, it wasn't going to get my cat's attention. You don't understand, or maybe some of you do, trying to tie string with 2 kitty cat eyeballs on you sometimes is very difficult. So I have my favorite dry adhesive here. This is Seal Plus. I use that on my big star, and I also have 2 of these stars that I used my glue dots on. I'm going to adhere them to my card, one on the yellow piece, one on the white piece, and this one goes top right corner of my rectangle. Folding the card base in half, burnishing it with my bone folder, and a baby card is born. And I feel like the stars need a little wink of Stella as well. Okay, here we go with my 5th and final card. So this is, I believe, crushed curry. Then we move into pale papaya. Then we move into flirty flamingo. Then I believe that is polished pink, and ending off with, hang on. Sweet sorbet. Haha. So this is the heart that is in the card kit. It is a Valentine's Day card. Valentine's Day is soon approaching. I'm always a few steps ahead when it comes to marketing of holidays, because we just, you know, card makers have to do that. So although it is Christmas, we've already made all of our Christmas cards. We're waiting for the new mini catalog to come out. By the way, it's amazing. If you haven't got your new catalog with the celebration items in it, you're going to freak out when you see the joining offer. I can't even believe it myself. Anyway, yes, I'm very excited to move forward from Christmas cards, because I've made, you know, so many. I've just made so many. I want it to stop, you guys. So happy Valentine's Day. All right, I used Memento Tuxedo black ink for the sentiment that says "for you," and the hearts say "with love." So I just wanted to take a moment here and say thank you so much for following my YouTube channel, following my blog, staying with me for the year 2022. 2023 is going to be an amazing year, but happy Christmas to you and your family. I hope you have a lovely rest, and I will see you in the new year. Bye for now.